Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, your go-to channel for in-depth motorcycle reviews and updates from the world of two-wheelers. Today, we're taking a close and detailed look at a brand new entrant in the commuter segment that's causing quite a buzz at the 2025 Royal Enfield 125cc. Yes, you heard that right, a Royal Enfield has stepped into the 125cc category. And we're here to tell you everything you need to know about it, from the overall design to performance, engine specs, ride feel, and the pricing. This is the most detailed breakdown you'll find on the internet. So buckle up, or should I say, helmet on, as we get into what this little thumper is all about. When we first heard about Royal Enfield launching a 125cc bike, the initial reaction was a mix of surprise and curiosity. After all, Royal Enfield is synonymous with bigger, thumpier engines and classic retro charm. A 125cc offering marks a major shift in strategy, one aimed at younger riders, daily commuters, and those who want a slice of Enfield heritage at a more affordable price point. But just because it's a small engine doesn't mean it comes with compromises. Let's walk you through everything this bike brings to the table. The first thing that grabs your attention is the styling. Royal Enfield has absolutely nailed the design language of this bike. Even though it's smaller in terms of engine capacity, it still carries that unmistakable Royal Enfield DNA. From the front, you'll notice the round headlamp housed in a simple yet classic chrome bezel. Unlike the aggressive styling we see in most 125cc commuter bikes, this one keeps things retro and minimal. The halogen setup has been replaced with a full LED unit that blends modern functionality with timeless design. Above it sits a small, neatly integrated instrument cluster, a semi-digital unit that combines analog charm with digital utility. You get a classic needle for the speedometer, while the digital screen provides trip information, fuel level, clock, and gear indicator. Moving to the side, the silhouette is what truly defines this bike. It's a compact version of what looks like a blend of the Hunter 350 and Classic 350. You've got the teardrop-shaped fuel tank with clean Royal Enfield badging and subtle pinstripes that give it a premium finish. The tank holds approximately 11 liters, which is a decent capacity for a commuter motorcycle. The side panels are clean, and there's minimal branding which helps maintain that retro modern aesthetic. The seat is a single-piece, long and flat unit with just the right amount of cushioning. It's comfortable for both the rider and pillion, even on longer commutes. Royal Enfield has really worked on the ergonomics here. A upright handlebar, center set foot pegs, and a seat height that's friendly for most riders. Whether you're 5'5" or 6 feet tall, you'll feel at home on this bike. The rear of the bike keeps things just as clean. You've got a rounded LED tail lamp that sits nicely beneath the rear grab rail. The indicators are mounted on flexible stalks and give the bike a neat finish. The rear fender is slightly elongated, which not only enhances the retro look but also serves a practical purpose in monsoons or muddy conditions. The exhaust is short, stubby, and slightly upswept. It's finished in matte black with a chrome tip and gives off a very pleasing, soft thump that stays true to the Enfield lineage even at this displacement. Now, let's talk about the heart of the bike, the engine. This 2025 Royal Enfield 125cc is powered by a newly developed 124.8cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It's a 4-stroke unit with a 2-valve sock configuration and fuel injection. The engine produces around 11.4 PS of power at 8,000 RPM and 11 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM. While those numbers might not seem mind-blowing on paper, it's the way this bike delivers power that makes it interesting. The throttle response is smooth, the torque comes in early, and the engine feels refined even at higher revs. It doesn't buzz or strain, and that's a big deal in this segment. The engine is paired with a 5-speed gearbox that shifts smoothly with well-spaced gear ratios. The clutch action is light, which is great for city traffic and stop-go conditions. On the move, This bike is very forgiving for beginners but still engaging enough for experienced riders. The engine has that gentle push of torque that helps in city overtake situations and even handles minor highway cruising quite decently. You can comfortably ride it at 60-70 km/h without any harsh vibrations. Top speed hovers around 95 to 100 km/h, which is more than adequate for a 125cc commuter bike. Performance-wise, the 2025 Royal Enfield 125cc does really well in the urban jungle. The throttle is responsive without being jerky, and the bike feels planted thanks to its relatively long wheelbase and well-tuned suspension setup. Up front, you have 37mm telescopic forks, and at the rear, you get twin shock absorbers that are preload adjustable. The suspension strikes a fine balance between comfort and handling. It soaks up potholes and speed breakers without a fuss and remains composed when leaned into corners or when navigating tight city turns. Braking duties are handled by a 240mm disc up front and a 130mm drum at the rear, backed by a combined braking system. The bite and feedback are decent, and while we would have loved to see a disc at the rear, the current setup is more than adequate for everyday riding. Tires are 17-inch tubeless units saying 90/90 at the front and 110/80 at the rear, offering a good mix of grip and longevity. In terms of ride quality, this is where the Royal Enfield 125cc really shines. It feels composed, mature, and solid, traits usually missing in lightweight commuter motorcycles. You get the impression that you're riding something more premium than just another 125cc. The bike weighs around 137 kilograms curb, which is slightly on the heavier side for the segment, but that weight works in its favor when it comes to road presence and ride stability. It doesn't get pushed around by crosswinds, and even at highway speeds, it remains planted. Royal Enfield has also paid attention to the small details. The switchgear feels premium, the handle grips are comfortable, and the paint quality is top-notch. The overall fit and finish are among the best we've seen in the 125cc space. There are also thoughtful additions like a USB charging port tucked near the handlebar, and the bike comes with side stand engine cut-off for added safety. Now let's talk numbers at the price. The 2025 Royal Enfield 125cc is priced at approximately a superscript 11.10 lakh ex showroom. That positions it slightly above the usual 125cc offerings from brands like Honda, Hero, TVS, and Bajaj. But what you're paying for here is not just the engine capacity, it's the brand, the design, the build quality, and the overall riding experience. Royal Enfield is offering this bike in multiple color options, including a few classic monotones and dual-tone shades that enhance its retro-modern appeal. For those worried about mileage, early user reports and official tests indicate real-world fuel efficiency of around 55 to 60 kmpl, depending on riding habits and conditions. That puts it right in the mix with its competitors. Combine that with a robust service network and the promise of Royal Enfield reliability, and what you've got is a very compelling commuter motorcycle with character. This new 125cc is clearly aimed at a different audience. It's not trying to be the fastest or the most tech-packed bike out there. Instead, it brings Royal Enfield's design language, build quality, and relaxed riding dynamics to a broader, more budget-conscious group of riders. Students, young professionals, and even seasoned riders looking for a reliable and stylish second bike will find this offering hard to ignore. And while purists may scoff at the idea of a 125cc Royal Enfield, the brand has shown that it can adapt without losing its soul. The sound may be softer, the power may be lighter, but the experience still carries that unmistakable Enfield essence. It's a smart move from the company, a way to bring more riders into the fold without compromising the values that made it iconic in the first place. So to wrap it all up, the 2025 Royal Enfield 125cc is a bold and calculated step into new territory. It doesn't just ride the wave of commuter demand, it brings a new dimension to it. It delivers refinement, class, and brand value in a package that's both accessible and aspirational. It's not just a bike, it's an invitation to new riders, to city commuters, And to anyone who ever wanted a Royal Enfield but couldn't quite justify the price or power of the bigger models, this one hits that sweet spot. That's it for today's review. Let us know in the comments what you think of the new 125cc from Royal Enfield. Would you consider it over the other 125s in the market? Or do you think Royal Enfield should stick to bigger displacement motorcycles? Either way, this bike is here, and it's shaking things up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Two Wheel Trends for more in-depth reviews and updates on the latest two-wheelers hitting the streets. Until next time, ride safe, and we'll catch you in the next one.